Welcome to Jhonna Unfiltered. My name is Jhonna, and before we start, a quick reminder. I am not a psychologist, a doctor, or a professional animal expert. I am a researcher and an educator who is fascinated by patterns in nature and behavior. Think of this video as a learning diary, a place where I share my notes and curiosities with you. Use this information for general learning and fun, and always consult a professional for serious pet health or care concerns. If you want to learn with me, let's dive in. If you've ever seen a cat that looks like it's wearing white socks, has deep sapphire eyes, and moves like it's too calm for this world, you might have already seen a Birman cat. Honestly, the Birman is one of those cats that doesn't just look pretty. It has a whole story behind it that feels like a legend mixed with real history. The Birman, also known as the sacred cat of Burma, is a long-haired breed that is gentle, affectionate, and very people-oriented. It's not the kind of cat that just does its own thing all day and ignores you. No. This cat actually follows you around like it's quietly checking what you're doing. Some people even call it a shadow cat because of that behavior. Let's start with where it came from. The Birman is believed to have originated in Myanmar, which used to be called Burma. There's a very famous legend tied to this cat. The story says these cats lived in temples as companions to priests. One legend says that when a priest passed away, a white cat stayed beside him, and a goddess rewarded the cat with golden fur and deep blue eyes. And those white paws? They were said to represent purity. Now, of course, that is just a legend, but it's one of the reasons why people still find this breed so mystical. The real history is a bit more grounded. The Birman was developed and standardized in France around the early 1900s. At one point during World War II, the breed almost disappeared completely. There were only a very small number left in Europe, and breeders had to carefully rebuild the population. This is a breed that literally survived extinction because people valued it enough to save it. Now, let's talk about how it looks. The Birman has medium to long silky fur, but here's something important. It does not have a thick undercoat like many fluffy cats. That means it looks fluffy, but it doesn't mat easily, and it doesn't require extreme grooming compared to other long-haired breeds. Its eyes are always a deep sapphire blue. Not light blue, not green, always that rich, deep blue that almost looks unreal. Its body is medium to large, strong but not bulky. It looks elegant, like it knows how to carry itself properly without trying too hard. But the most famous feature is the paws. The Birman has white gloves on all four paws. The front paws usually have clean white markings, and the back paws often look like they're wearing little socks that go slightly higher. This is not random. This is actually a specific breed standard. Now, let's talk about personality. This cat is calm. Not lazy, just calm. There is a difference. It's friendly, social, and very attached to humans. If you're sitting on the couch, it might sit nearby. If you move to another room, it might follow you. Not in a dramatic way, just quietly, like it's saying, I'll go with you. It's also very good with families. Children, other cats, and even dogs usually get along with it. It doesn't like chaos, but it also doesn't react aggressively. It tends to avoid conflict instead of starting it. And unlike some vocal cats, the Birman is pretty quiet. It does not constantly meow for attention. When it does make a sound, it's usually soft and gentle, almost like a small chirp. Care-wise, the Birman is fairly easy. Brushing a few times a week is usually enough. Because it doesn't have a dense undercoat, grooming is simpler than you would expect. Health-wise, it is generally sturdy, but like many purebred cats, it can be prone to certain heart or kidney issues. This just means regular vet checks are important. And a quick tip, Birmans love food. They can gain weight easily if overfed, so portion control is key. On average, the Birman lives around 12 to 16 years, and with good care, some live even longer. Now, here's an interesting comparison. People often confuse Birman cats with ragdolls or Siamese cats because of the color patterns. But here's the simple difference. The Birman has those white gloves on its paws. That is the easiest way to recognize it. Ragdolls are usually much bigger and more floppy when held. Siamese cats are more vocal and active, and they don't have those signature white paws. So, if you ever see a calm, blue-eyed cat with white paws that looks elegant but not overly fluffy, there's a good chance it's a Birman. At the end of the day, the Birman is not just about looks. It's about personality. It brings a quiet presence into a home. Not loud, not chaotic, just steady companionship. And maybe that's why people who own Birman see them as a vital part of the household rhythm. So, here's a question for you. If you had a cat like this, calm, loyal, and always nearby, do you think you would enjoy that kind of quiet companionship? Or do you prefer a more energetic and independent cat? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. If this video resonated with you, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I want to be upfront and share that I use this text-to-speech voice to tell my stories because, as a full-time ESL teacher, I have to be very careful with my vocal cords. Managing vocal nodules means I have to save my voice for my students, but I didn't want that to stop me from sharing these unfiltered thoughts with you. I'm Jhonna, and I'm currently working toward my goal of 1,000 subscribers, so I can finally monetize this channel and turn this passion into a sustainable part of my future. This is my diary of solo living here in the Philippines, and your support, whether through a comment or a sub, helps me keep this channel growing. If you would like to help out even more, you can check out the Buy a Treat for my pets link in the description. My dogs definitely appreciate the love. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss the next update. Thank you for being such an important part of this journey. I'm Jhonna, and I will see you in the next one.